Hi Ladysmith area and friends, I'm Jen from Ladysmith Park Recreation and Culture. Thanks for joining us today. Today's movement activity is going to be a mini band workout. This class is suited for really any level. You can do this with or without a band. I can give options without a band. So what I mean by band is one of these mini bands. They come in lots of different resistances, or you can use a TheraBand that you can just tie together and put that around the legs as well. If you have one of those really thick, they're like a hip circle, you can use that too. You might find it a bit hard though for some of the exercises, so just listen to your body and do what works for you. Make sure you have a little look at the Park U. There's a link down below. Have a read, make sure you're not answering yes to any of the questions. If you are, make sure you talk to your doctor before working out. Okay, we're gonna do a little warm up and then we will get started. So we won't need too much of a warm up here for this one. It's gonna be a lot of lower body work. So we'll start off with some squats. Just nice and not too deep to start. Good, we're gonna do side lunge, opposite fingers to toe. Good. Make sure that knee is behind the toes. One more. Good, we're gonna come up on that heel. You're gonna do a little sweep and switch. On the heel, sweep. We'll do one more each leg. Good. Good, and hands on the hips. Lift one leg and open, alternating. You might find one hip is a little tighter than the other. You might hear some cracking like I do. Good, one more each side. And then we're gonna switch direction. You're gonna open first and close. Open and close. Good. One more each side. Good, we're gonna get started. So I have 12 exercises with the band. We're gonna go through each twice. Some of them are single-sided, so we'll do everything on the left first, then everything on the right the second time through. So first one, you're gonna put your band, if you have one, above, make sure it's above, just above the knee, not on the knee. A little bit. And you're gonna come down into about a quarter squat, maybe even a half squat. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a couple steps one way, a couple steps. So you wanna make sure your feet don't get too close together. You don't wanna lose the tension. So keep them fairly wide, hip width or wider, and push those knees out a little bit so they don't collapse in and you don't lose the tension. Okay, and let's go. So 30 seconds. Keep that chest lifted. And you should eventually feel that in those hip stabilizer areas. Good. And you want to make sure you are in a bit of a squat. You're not standing up, or you're not going to get the full benefit of this one. We're almost there. Good, and stop. Next exercise is a kick back. So we're gonna do everything on the left first time. So I'm gonna stand sideways just while I demonstrate this one. So my left leg, I like to put my hands on my hips for this. If your balance isn't great, you could always have a chair in front of you. And you're gonna hinge forward a little bit from the hips and you're gonna kick back. So you're not arching, you're just squeezing the glute. Okay? Go ahead. Try to keep those hips square. I know it's a little tough sometimes, but they won't be perfect, but try to make sure you're not twisting. Good. So you really want to put the mind to the muscle, focus on squeezing your glute. Good, almost there. And stop. Okay, we're gonna go down to the mat. Or down to the floor. I'll put it sideways so you guys can see me. This one here, the band is in the same spot. What you're gonna do is you're on your hands and knees, you're gonna lift your knees up about an inch, and then you're gonna push in and out. If you need to come down in between and take a rest, you can do that. Or you can try to stay up the 30 seconds. Go ahead, so up, core tight. Push in and out. Good. 15 seconds here. Five more. And stop. Okay, now we're going to go on to our side. We're going to work the left leg. So you're on your side. Oh, sorry, no, we're not on our side yet. We're still in this position, but working the left leg. So your hands are under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and you're going to take that left leg out, push out. So you want to make sure you're not doing this. You want to try to keep your hips as square as you can. You may feel it a bit in your stabilizing leg as well. That's totally normal. And go ahead. Good. Push that knee out. Almost there. And stop. You're going to come down to your belly. You're going to be in a Superman type position, except you're not going to lift your upper body. You're only going to lift your legs and you're going to flutter out and in. Okay? And go. Squeeze the glutes, keep the legs off the floor. Squeeze. If you need to come down, take a break, that's fine too. 5 more seconds. And stop. Okay, now we're on to our side. Knees together, so they're parallel to the top of the mat. Feet are together, so this one you're going to push your knee out, but make sure the feet stay together so your foot isn't coming off, just the knee. And go. Good. Again, you should be feeling this in this area here. You can do this without a band. If the band is too much, you can take it off or go to a lighter resistance if you have one. 10 more seconds. Almost there. Good, and stop. We're going to stay on the side. You might need to adjust your band. You're going to have, your bottom leg is a little bit bent. We're going to raise this top leg. Your toes are flexed coming towards the shin, so you're not pointing your foot. You want to have it a little bit more flexed, and we're going to lower and raise. And go. Good, we have 10 more seconds. And stop. Okay, now we're gonna come back to all fours. We're still working that same leg. This time, you're gonna take that left leg straight out, bring that knee in. My back is staying the same through the whole thing, so I'm not arching it, I'm not rounding it. Core is nice and tight. You're going to squeeze that glute. Go ahead, out. And in. Really put the mind to the muscle. Good. Make sure if you feel your hips starting to tilt that you stop and readjust. And stop. Okay, next one is same leg. This time, you're gonna have that knee bent. You're gonna have your foot, the top of your foot, like you're gonna push the ceiling. It's a donkey kick. Same thing, you wanna stay fairly square as you can to the mat. If you need a break, make sure you take one. Go ahead. So get that foot, like you're gonna push that ceiling. Make sure you're not arching your back. Good. Almost there. And stop. Okay, next one, you're gonna lie on your back. And again, if this one's too awkward with a band, you can always take it off. Feet, I like to move mine a little bit lower. Feet together. And you're gonna squeeze, it's a frog pump. Okay, so that there's a bit of resistance here. If you don't like that, you can take the band off. Go ahead, squeeze. Keep that belly tight. Good. Ten more seconds. Good, and stop. Okay, next one, you're gonna take your feet wide. So usually I would say to do this hip distance, but this time we're gonna go nice and wide, about as wide as your mat. You're gonna push up into that bridge, give a little abduction, and lower. So nice and wide with this one this time. Push up, knees out, lower. Up, out, and lower. Good. Almost there. Good, and stop. Okay, last one is we're gonna be standing for this one, so take your time getting up. Last one, and then we'll be repeating. So, wait. This one here, you're gonna have your feet a little wider than you would in a normal squat. It's a little wider than hips. You're gonna squat, take one leg, tap behind you. Squat, other leg, tap behind you. So the reason for it being wide is to keep tension on the band. So if your band is too, go ahead, if your band is too heavy, you may need your legs a little bit closer together. Depending on your resistance, or again, you can always take the band off. Good. And stop. Okay, we're back to number one. So we're back to the lateral walk. When we get to single-sided stuff, we're switching to the right leg this time. Okay, so we're coming to that half squat and we're traveling side to side. Go ahead. Chest is lifted. Remember, you're in a bit of a squat position here, keeping tension on the band. So knees are kind of pushing into that band. Good, and stop. We're going to the kick back, right leg. So this is where you're kind of hinged forward and you're extending that leg. Go ahead. So I did my good side first. So this side's a little harder for me to keep my hips nice and square. So you really want to focus on that. Slower is better, form is better than going fast. Good. Almost there. and stop. Okay, we're gonna grab our mat, go down to the floor, and we're into the bear hold, where we're off the mat, pushing the knees out, and remember you can drop down in between if you need to. Go ahead, push. Back is nice and flat, core is tight. Couple more seconds here. And come down. Now we're moving to the right side. I'm just going to turn around so you guys can see me. We are doing the fire hydrant on the right leg this time. Okay, and go. Try to keep those hips square. Again, one side's probably going to feel a little easier than the other. And stop. Coming down to your belly. So our feet are a little bit wider than hip distance, and we're gonna flutter. So bring those legs up, open and close. Good. Squeeze those glutes. Good, a few more seconds. And stop. Okay, we're on to our side. So you're on your left side working your right leg. You're gonna bend those knees so they're parallel to the top of the mat. Feet are together. We're opening and close. Go ahead. Good. This doesn't have to be a very big movement. You should feel this right in this hip area. Almost there. And stop. Okay, so we're still staying on our side. We're gonna bend that bottom knee, top leg is straight. You're gonna pull those toes towards the shin, and we're gonna raise and lower. So up and down. So you're kind of leading with your heel. You can always make it a bit harder by coming up into a side plank position if you like. Good. We're almost there. And stop. Okay, we're going on to all fours again. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're working the right leg. It's going to be a straight leg kick. Draw the knee in. Okay, and go. Those hips nice and square. Belly nice and tight, we're not arching the back. Couple seconds, and stop. Next one is going to be on the same leg, donkey kick, pushing that foot towards the ceiling. And go. Squeeze that glute, mind to muscle. flip onto our back. Remember, you can do this one with band on or off, feet together. Oops. And you're going to push up and go ahead. Good. Raising and lower. Push into that band if you're wearing it. Good, almost there. Stop. Good, you're gonna take your feet nice and wide as the mat. We're gonna go into a bridge. Open, close, and lower. Go ahead, up, and lower. Good. Almost there. One more exercise after this, and then you're done. And stop. Okay, slowly come up to standing. Last one was wide squat, tap behind. Go ahead. So wide squat, tap. Squat, tap. Keeping tension on that band. 10 more seconds. Tap. And stop. Okay, we can take that band off. We'll do a real quick lower body stretch, and then you are done. So take those feet nice and wide. Hinge forward at the hips. Either you can have your hands on your shins, or if you can come right down to the floor. Bring your hands to your shins, kind of bend those knees, come up, bend the right knee. Other side. Center, heel toe those feet in, grab a hold of those shoelaces, knees together, tilt the pelvis forward. If you need to hang onto a chair or a wall or something, you can do that. Good, release, take that leg. Cross it over top with a standing leg. Take a seat. Good. And come up. Other leg, grab a hold of those shoelaces, knees together, pelvis forward. Good. And release, take that leg. Cross it over top with a standing leg. Take a seat. Good, stand it up, big inhale, exhale. Thanks for joining us today. Stay healthy, wash your hands, and #isolation recreation.